Good evening. I want to talk about. I just made a video about Francisco Lindor. Now I want to talk about Justin Fields' Pro Day. Last Friday we had Zach Wilson's Pro Day, which we had a Zoom meeting with Joe Douglas and Robert Sala, who attended the Pro Day as well. They've had a Zoom meeting with Zach Wilson afterward. Apparently, it went really well. And today, the brass minus the coach went and checked them out. I don't know if they had a Zoom meeting or whatever afterwards, but and a lot of people are raving about Justin Fields and how fast he can run and his arm strength, just like a lot of people can rave about Zach Wilson's throwing motion and what he can do, comparing him to Pat Mahomes. Last Friday I was all about Zach Wilson. I was gushing over him. I'm like, this is great. He's our next guy. He's gonna be what Darnold isn't. And then today we're hearing about raving about Justin Fields. But the thing of it is if we are gonna go quarterback route, I still think it's gonna be Zach Wilson over Justin Fields. I could be completely wrong, but if we do decide to draft a quarterback this year, I think it's gonna be Zach because Salah was there and they had a Zoom meeting with him afterward, and they didn't have a Zoom meeting, and the coach wasn't there for Justin Fields. I could be completely wrong. Maybe Salah gets wind of how great Justin Fields looked, and who knows? That could change. He could change, and Justin Fields could be the pick. I just don't see it. I think it's either going to be Zach Wilson or with San Fran trading up to the third overall pick. We could potentially be taking Penei Sewell if we don't trade down. I mean, Joe Douglas may decide to just keep the second pick and take Penei Sewell because he loves offensive linemen. He hasn't signed anybody this offseason. So I really, even though they were doing their due diligence, I can't see the Jets taking Justin Fields. But I know some fans want him, just like some fans want Zach Wilson. Me personally, I'm still leaning towards Zach Wilson if we end up going quarterback. But with San Fran, like I said, maybe San Fran knows something we don't, or maybe the Jets are just trying to up the value of the second overall pick and really have intention on taking Penei Sewell all along. So this is where the draft speculation begins. So I've learned you can't put too much into the stock into the pro days because all these. I remember Sam Darnold 3 years ago. He threw out in the rain and he looked great, and everyone's saying he's a consensus number one overall pick. Where's that right now? Now everybody wants to get him out of town. So I really honestly feel that. I really think it's like I said. I'm leaning towards right now, and things could completely change. Then again, if with the Niners trading up, you think if the Jets were going to trade that pick, they would have done it by now. But who knows? Maybe they're really holding onto that pick to try to see if they can get a King's ransom that day for some desperate team not like Carolina or Philly or whoever. Well, actually, not Philly because they just traded with Miami to kind of trade back to get more picks, or who knows what they've got in the works. But the bottom line is maybe a team like Carolina, maybe the Jets are trying to see if a desperate team is going to call them and offer them even more. If not, they're going to take who they think is the best player available. Do they have second thoughts on taking another quarterback without giving Donald another chance, knowing that they can't get much for Donald? Or they just take the best offensive lineman on the board, the surest player in the draft, everyone's saying is Penei Sewell. So, I just, it's going to be interesting to see. But right now, my gut tells me it's either going to be Zach Wilson if we go quarterback, or it's going to be Penei Sewell, which won't be a popular pick among the fan base at all. I know that. Although some fans want to see that because it's a safe pick. And maybe we double down on offensive linemen in the first round and really give Sam Darnold no excuse if we decide to give him one more shot. If we do move on from Sam and draft Zach Wilson, we may get a third or fourth round pick, if that, for Sam because his value is coming down a bit. So it's going to be interesting to see from here on out what happens. This is draft speculation time. Me personally, I don't think it was necessarily fair for all us Jet fans, to run Sam Darnold out of town when Adam Gase, buggy-eyed moron Adam Gase was his coach. When you see the track record of what players can do once Adam Gase leaves them. Part of me says Robert Saleh and Mike LaFleur are going to get his career turned around, so maybe we do just draft a lineman or trade down to get more picks and build around them. But again, if they love Zach Wilson and he's getting rave reviews even before his pro day, and maybe we just need to hit the reset button, or maybe do Donald a favor and have him go somewhere, just to we'll get something for him. But anyways, like I said, I really think he's either taking Wilson if he wants to start fresh at quarterback, or he's going Penei Sewell. I can't see Justin Fields in a Jet uniform. I don't know. I just don't think they're really high on the guy. But I think if we take Zach Wilson, obviously San Fran's going to get Fields, and San Fran's probably hoping Wilson's on the board. So is Atlanta. Because I think they're close to moving on from Matt Ryan. But it's draft time, it's speculation time, so we'll see what happens. Then we'll really get. This is really where the Jets were going to win, earn their keep, and Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh. This is where the heavy lifting is going to be to see if we really are getting back on track and heading in the right direction. But anyways, it'll be interesting. I'll have more coming up before the draft. I'm sure I'll make some more videos, and have a good night.